Derek Carr to the Saints. I think it was you that reported that he was leaning towards the Jets.
Yep.
Now he signs with the Saints.
That was not me.
Oh, okay.
You and the RoboCop.
Okay. Somebody reported he was leaning towards the Jets. And then here we are on Monday morning. He signs with the Saints. Obviously, we all remember that he took a trip to the Saints while he was still with the Raiders to see if that would be a trade facilitated. The contract allegedly was the problem. Raiders cut him. He then does a meet and greet at a house in Indianapolis for every other team. Saints end up being the home. Why is that? What is that? And how did we get here? And how close was he to anywhere else, Ian?
All right, so a couple things. First of all, the Saints were the leader throughout. Like, they were the only team that tried to trade for him. The Raiders talked to some teams, but they were really the only team that had a real offer on the table, and that is meaningful. Like, he remembered that. He knows that. And I think having Dennis Allen, his first head coach there, certainly makes some sense. To me, this was a no-brainer. The trade didn't happen for a variety of reasons. Contract was one. But even as he met with the Jets, even as he met with the Panthers, it was always going to be the Saints. And I'll tell you what else. I know we're going to get to the Aaron Rodgers thing. I kind of appreciated how the Jets did this, right? Because, like, these are humans. These are their lives. These are important. And the Jets were very transparent with Derek Carr. Nice. We like you. We would offer you a really nice deal. We want to see what Aaron Rodgers does first. He's our number one. We love you. You're our number two. But we want to see what Rodgers does. And even though he ended up not with the Jets, I think that sort of like transparency and treating people like humans goes a long way in this business. But anyway, the Saints today, he makes them a lot better. He's a legitimate starting quarterback, and they will make the contract work.
I saw Stephen A. Smith give his reaction upon learning of the news. I do not care. Derek Carr has been in the NFL for 9 years. He has 0 playoff wins. He's been there twice. Lost twice, and I know he couldn't finish one of the games. Derek Carr still viewed as upper echelon quarterback, you believe, in league circles? Because Stephen A. said that. I'm not saying I believe that, but when he said that, that made me think like, oh, I guess that is a pretty valid point. Still view like teams very much were in the Derek Carr sweepstakes and the running and wanted Derek Carr as their guy. And what did the Saints pay him? Do you know?
I mean, the Saints paid him, it's a 4-year deal. It's going to look odd because it's spread out, like a way that makes their cap work, right? It's going to be substantial. I should get it soon. If I get it when we're off the air, I will come back and talk about it because I know you hate that. But I should be getting it.
What was that? Commanders. Carson Wentz.
Right after
20 seconds after you walked out of the Thunderdome. 20 seconds. You might have done it from our fucking parking lot.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I think you did. Derek Carr. The numbers have come out. $100 million guaranteed to be the New Orleans Saints quarterback. Congrats to him.
Go, Derek.
Derek Carr gets another big-time payday as a New Orleans Saints quarterback. We are incredibly proud and happy for him. What a guy. What a run. And Stephen A. Smith's reaction after saying, I do not care. This guy's played 9 years in the NFL. He has not won a playoff game. Who cares if he goes to the New Orleans Saints? Well, the Saints care. How much? $100 million. With $60 million of that at signing. Damn. Another $10 million in year 3 vesting after year 1. Carr structures his deal to accommodate Saints caps issue. Yeah.
Of course.
Absolutely, he does. Congrats to Carr. Did you expect this? I did not, but this kind of happened with Tannehill, too, a couple years ago, I think.
Yeah, I did not expect. These numbers seemed bigger than I thought they would be, especially since you could easily say, hey, it's a 4-year, $150 million deal, and if they don't say any of the guarantees, you're like, all right, it doesn't matter. It's probably a 1-year move-on deal. But the fact that he said 100 in total guarantees, and then he said 60 at signing, and then he said 10. Another 10. How does that equal 100? I don't know where the other 30s come from.
He gets $70 million effectively fully guaranteed at signing, I'd assume.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't. I don't think he put that in there as well.
And then what? 60 million signing. Either way, he's getting a ton of guaranteed money. I guess I didn't expect that much guaranteed.
So that would mean that there's $30 million next year.
After year 1.
Coming guaranteed.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's give Ian a call. What does this mean, Ian? And I know.
He said he would call back when he got the information.
He offered. I said, fuck off.
Okay,
just
nice.
because of how quickly after the show it was.
After,
I can't take it anymore. You know what I mean? I can't take. He did it with the Commanders' information with Carson Wentz. Literally, he's in our parking lot releasing that information about former Indianapolis Colts Carson Wentz. So 30 million next year then? So it's 60 this year, 30 next year, then 10
in year 3.
for that year 3, if we're reading this accurate, and guarantees, and that's the only money that matters. We'd assume that there is like Pro Bowl bonus in there. We'd assume that there's Super Bowl bonus in there, NFC Championship bonus in there, numerous escalators that'll get the extra 50 million, but that's how we get to 100 is what we're guessing?
Yeah, or even just 40 next year, right? Because 40 next year will probably be what 35 is this year.
So it says 10 million
vested in
year 3.
That's not at signing.
Another 10 million in year 3.
Coming year 3 after year 1. So after he plays his first year, that 10 mil becomes guaranteed. Is that what
So March 15th next year, he's due $10 million bonus for year 3.
And then next year would just be 30 million guaranteed.
Remember how he reported Aaron Rodgers' deal?
Oh, yeah.
Exactly. And Mahomes.
Versus, yeah.
Yeah, they did it with Mahomes, and they got a pass just because I'm not
Because
really
how
sure.
big the amount of money was.
Yeah, but it was 438, right? But they said 500.
Everybody, 500
Yes.
million, 500 million, 500 million, 500 million. Anyways, congrats to Derek Carr.
Way to go.
Unbelievable. Good job.
What a dog.
We did not expect that.
No,
Not at all.
no.
Kidding?
Florio put out a
No, I
tweet
did
that
not.
it's after going through everything, it's basically 3 years, $100 million. So 33-ish a year.
Good deal. I'll take it.
70 up front.
Congratulations, Derek. We are happy for you, pal.
Hell yeah.
Joining us now is a guy who can break every piece of information in every news article the NFL has moments after exiting our show every fucking time.
Yep.
Ian Rapoport.
Hi, guys.
Ian.
You know, I'll say this. Right after. With all apologies to my great sources, some of them watch your show. For instance, I had a high-ranking source reach out to me before and say, I hope you got coffee, which I thought was very nice. Sometimes people think it's funny to not break news on your show. I just wanted to make sure I'm available to the people to explain what the Derek Carr numbers actually mean, since I know the meaning is important.
Thank you for being such a hero, Ian. Honestly, you know what? You're right. That's what we should have been thinking about. Into the sources. Come on. What's the deal? Let's send the
hell?
info a little
Bullshit.
bit earlier. You know, he comes on every Monday. We do appreciate you watching. Let's start talking about this. 100 million in guarantees, 150 in total, 60 at signing, another 10 after 1 year. That's pushed to year 3. So that's 70 million in guarantees, and
Right.
then year 2 is worth 30 million. Did we get that? Did we get that right? Pretty much.
Yeah, so here's the best way to look at this. It is with all the numbers, the most important numbers, 2-year deal for 70 million. That is the most important. So the way it's structured, it's going to be, I believe, 30 and 30. So it's going to be 2 years, 60, and then an additional 10 is going to be guaranteed in year 3 that he's definitely getting once he makes it past year 1. So unless they cut him after 1 year, 60 million, which would be crazy, he's getting 2 years, 70 million with 10 of that a year after. If that makes any sense.
Yeah,
so let's say he
where's the
plays
other
2
30
years and
coming
is cut.
from?
How's it 100?
What's that?
AJ just asked it. How's it 100 then? It's a 70.
That's guaranteed. That's guaranteed for injury. So if he sustains an injury that forces him to never play again, God forbid, knock on whatever, then he gets 100 guaranteed.
Got it. So it's 2 years, $70 million in total if he was to make it to year 2 as a New Orleans Saint.
Correct. And it's interesting because, like, you know, you sort of wonder, like, I remember there were these rumors, like, Derek Carr wants 35, and I was kind of like, it's going to be interesting to see if he gets that. And he got it. I mean, that really shows you, like, if you don't have a quarterback, you got to pay.
Congrats, Derek.
There you go, Derek.